first, it looked like a glitch, a blip in the network, just another momentary outage in a country where the internet was already fragile. But this time it didn't come back. The lights on routers across Monrovia blinked red, websites stopped loading, emails wouldn't send, call centers went dark. Liberia, an entire country, had just gone offline. The year was 2016, and behind it all wasn't a hostile nation or a rogue state actor. It was a teenager sitting in his bedroom in the United Kingdom. No military training, no budget, just a laptop, and a growing hunger to control the web like a puppet master pulling invisible strings. Daniel Kaye didn't look like a cybercriminal, no ski mask, no villainous sneer, just a pale, quiet young man with a gift for code and a deep distrust of limits. At 29, he was a self-taught hacker, one of those digital ghosts who move through servers and security systems like wind through trees. No formal degree, no certifications, just raw, undiluted skill honed through forums, late-night Red Bulls, and a trail of increasingly ambitious intrusions. But he wasn't in it for chaos. Not at first. Daniel was for hire, a mercenary coder. He was contacted by intermediaries, anonymous, vague, possibly working for a rival telecom company with ties to a foreign government. The mission, take down Lonestar, Liberia's largest internet provider. Not hack it, not steal from it, just erase it from the map, digitally. For most hackers, this would be impossible, but Daniel had a weapon, one of the most powerful cyber tools ever built outside of a government lab. A botnet called Mirai. Designed originally to infect security cameras and smart TVs, Mirai turned these everyday devices into mindless soldiers, machines that could flood servers with billions of fake requests. So many that even the strongest systems would buckle under the weight. It was the equivalent of sending every human on Earth to knock on a single door at the same time. The door would splinter. The building would collapse. But Daniel didn't settle for the original version. He modified it, taught it new tricks. The result was a monster called Mirai number 14. When it struck, there was no warning, no countdown, just a sudden tsunami of data slamming into Lonestar's servers. On November 3rd, 2016, Liberia's fragile digital infrastructure went into freefall, and it wasn't a one-time hit. Daniel kept coming, day after day, wave after wave, like a predator testing the limits of its prey. Businesses shut down, hospitals lost communication, banks froze. For a moment, Liberia didn't just go offline. It became a black hole in the global network. But what made it worse, what turned this from an attack into a slow, grinding siege, was the silence. No one knew who was doing it. No demands were made, no manifesto published. It felt less like terrorism and more like a cruel experiment, as if someone, somewhere, was watching to see how long a nation could survive without a digital pulse. Behind his keyboard, Daniel Kaye wasn't celebrating, he was improvising. The attacks had worked, but they hadn't gone unnoticed. European telecoms were picking up on the spillover traffic. Cybersecurity firms began chasing the fingerprints of the attack. Each packet of data left a scent, and the trail was slowly curling back toward him. So he upped the ante, directing his botnet toward a German telecom, Deutsche Telekom, possibly by accident. Within hours, nearly 1 million Germans were cut off from the internet. This time, he'd gone too far. In a hidden war of ones and zeros, Daniel had declared himself a global threat, and the world responded. By early 2017, cybercrime units across Europe had picked up his scent. They traced unusual Mirai signatures back to UK servers. Then came the IP logs, the device fingerprints, the mistake that every hacker makes eventually. One careless slip, a reused email, a traceable purchase, a whisper in the wrong chat room. In February, he was arrested while arriving at Heathrow Airport. But what followed was stranger still. Daniel didn't deny it, not fully. In interviews, he was cold, composed, almost academic. He spoke of the attack on Liberia like a technician describing an experiment. It was never personal, he claimed, just business, just code. A job gone out of control. There were no politics, no vendetta. Just an invisible war for bandwidth. and he was a hired gun. He was charged with multiple cyber offenses, including using the Mirai number 14 botnet to cause intentional and unauthorized impairment of the operation of a computer. In 2019, he was sentenced to 32 months in prison. But even in sentencing, the judge seemed stunned at how close a single person had come to showing the world a terrifying truth. You don't need an army to disable a country anymore. You just need access. In the quiet corridors of cybersecurity conferences, name became legend, a warning, a myth, proof that the line between mischief and mayhem had dissolved, and that for every firewall there is a mind clever enough to find a crack.